Greetings, my friends. This is Stan Houston. Once again, we're kind of going down Monday late afternoon, Monday evening, because I don't want to interrupt your day when you just get it started. Monday's a day for me to be a little bit quiet so you can get a good start to your week. However, now that we're there and we're kind of going down, I would like to share a few things. For instance, I had a great Monday because there were no BSM Monday messages. And that means there were no bad start Monday messages. And we're going to talk about that. And some great, I think, at least not great because they came from me, because they came from a fundamental different source, some great insights from what we learned from the Webb telescope. Incredible. Some great insights that might be helpful to all of us, some interesting ideas from the Webb telescope. That's what we're going to try and reflect on this Monday. My name is Stan Houston. These are interesting ideas, and I love to share them with you, and I love to hear them from you. The program, it begins right now. Okay, let me talk about the BSMs. Oftentimes I'll use an acronym just because then somebody will say, well, what do you mean by that? Okay, Bad Start Monday. Now, today when I came into the studio, my good friend Jake, he's one of the few guys who keeps as early a morning beginning as I do. Saw me came in and he was already at work, and he said, how was your weekend? And I said, as far as I know, it was pretty good, but I'll know in just a bit. And he said, what does that mean? I said, I'll tell you sometime. Well, then I went back about a half hour later and told him. Well, here's the deal. What I mean is Bad Start Monday messages. Now, I told you in my program yesterday on Sunday night, and it's one of my continual messages for life and good living. Have a Sunday night meeting. Get ready for Monday Meets the Marketplace by taking time on Sunday night to have maybe a prayer book open, a good piece of something to read that's inspiring. Have your planner open, maybe your journal open, and just take some time. Maybe put a little bit of good music on. It's easy to do. I just hit the smartphone, go to Pandora, and find some nice, easy listening music. Maybe even light a candle. Darken the lights. Just me and my spirit, and perhaps the Almighty there. And I think about and make some plans for the weekend. No, for the end of the weekend and the beginning of a good week. And then Monday comes. And on more than a few occasions, I have found is that I've opened my browser or I've opened my email on Monday, and somebody has chosen that time to hit me right on Monday morning, first thing, with some bad or unpleasant news or something that they're going to do, which they know will make me unhappy. So I oftentimes say, thank you, Lord, there were no Bad Start Monday messages. And then, if there are, I now know pretty well how to handle them, because it has happened on more than one occasion, and I can think of one in particular because it's still a little bit painful. In fact, the person who did it actually used my Sunday night deal to say, well, Stan, I was kind of having my Sunday night meeting, and boom! And they knocked me down, knocked me over, and hit me over the head. No Bad Start Monday messages. But again, I'm ready for them now, and they still will probably happen. In fact, another one happened just a few months ago, and it wasn't mean or nasty, but it was a bad start because Someone didn't keep their word. That's the way it was. So, please, it's nice to know that, as my friend Jake once again said, well, that's life, isn't it? And I said, yes, it is. And as Scott Peck said, remember, life is always difficult. That's the way it is. And once we understand that, it doesn't matter. And once we understand that, it doesn't matter. Also, as I take time on Monday just to get ready for the rest of the week, I take a few minutes to say, okay, were there any words of wisdom from the weekend? Okay, Friday night I kind of signed off work, but I had a couple days to think and reflect and read, to do a lot of nothing work, which was sometimes some of the best work I ever do. I went to church, I had worship, and maybe heard a lesson from the pastor. Were there any words of wisdom from the weekend that are helpful to me? And that is true. But it was something that was a little bit different. I was amazed as I once again, because I didn't have time during the week, to look at the pictures from the Webb telescope. Now, one of the wonderful things about that in terms of the polarization of our population these days is no matter your politics or preferences or whatever other position you have, the accomplishment of the Webb telescope into giving us these beautiful pictures of the universe, that was wonderful. It was just inspiring. It really did. It was beautiful. And of course, the wisdom came not from the words, it came from the pictures and the beauty. First of all, those of us who believe that there is a creator can be overwhelmed by what creation can be. And interestingly enough, the one man who was talking about it said, please remember that these are not pictures of today. These are probably pictures of what was, because they are many thousands, maybe millions of light years away. So what we're seeing in the telescope now is what happened a long, long, long time ago. Yeah, that's true. Then it came to me. Can you believe how little we really know? How little we really know about the universe, about creation. There is just mountains and mountains of stuff we don't know. And I was talking to a good friend of mine who's a little bit of a skeptic about things. And I simply said, it might not be very smart to only believe the things that you can see or understand. It may not be very smart to only believe what you believe can be scientifically proven or verified. The Webb telescope says there is a whole lot of creation and a whole lot of mystery that you just don't understand. You don't know anything about it. And it's rather awesome. That's right. Truly awesome. And that's what came to me. I love the pictures. I love the beauty of it. But more and more, just the lesson that says, you know what? Some of the best words that you can ever use are, gee, I just don't know. I just don't know. Now think about that. I just don't know. Maybe we'll take that I just don't know and flip it into kind of a business and life lesson that hopefully comes from what we now know from the Webb telescope. I'm Stan Houston. We're 9 minutes. We'll be less than 20 because it's Monday and because that's the way we do things, because I know how to do a podcast, and it should be about 20 minutes. Hey, we'll take a brief break. and we'll be back. From time to time, my children, they do it a lot less often than they used to, would ask me a question. They want to know something from me. And as they've gotten older and I've gotten used to it, sometimes they just don't care what I know or what I think. So they don't ask that question nearly as much as they used to when they were younger. But I've also learned that when they do, sometimes I'm much better off just to say, you know, that's a great question. And I just don't know. Maybe we can find out, but I don't know. And there are so many things I don't know. And one of the best things I know is that I don't know a lot of things. And the problem with a lot of our world situations is we've got a lot of people who don't know but think they do. And so let's just reflect on that. The COVID crisis was certainly that. And what happened is that people got in a position of power, and even though the evidence was not fully there, they all of a sudden decided that they did know what to do. They knew. And so we decided to lock down the economy, shut it down. And of course, we all had questions about that, but we went along with it. However, I remember one time when I had to run and get something on a Sunday morning because we didn't have church, that I needed to get it. Well, I just went to Home Depot, but Home Depot was open on a Sunday morning, but my church couldn't be. That was the deal. Now, why did they do that? Why did the powers that be do that? They said they knew what we should do, and that's what we did. We were told we should lock down our schools, and now we are realizing that that was a terrible mistake. And sometimes the people who said they knew it was best for us, all it was best for them, and it was certainly not good for our children. Mandates are usually stupid. Now, when we got a mandate that we had to do this and we had to do that, what people who are mandating things, the men and women behind the mandates are saying, you don't know what is good for you, so we're going to mandate, we're going to do something that we know is good for you. And because they have the power, they can do it. Generally, we found out that those people oftentimes were wrong, that they didn't know, but they still had a mandate. And what is true of a mandate is they're saying, we know best. We know best. Let me tell you, that's seldom true. That's seldom true. So that's just something to think about on Monday, that perhaps more and more the real wise men and women are those who say, you know, I don't know. Let's see if we can find out. And by the way, how will we know when we know? And is it still important that we know? Just let that sit on your head for a moment. And let me just flip on that by simply saying this. Fundamental truth. First of all, it comes from this premise. People will ask me, say, Stan, are you one of those consultants? And I say, no, I'm not a consultant. I don't pretend that I always know what you should do and then tell you what to do, which is what most consultants do. I say, I know, and this is what you should do because I'm the consultant. Please, the people who think they are smart and they think they are the experts and they reflect more arrogance than humility about it, don't trust them. Don't trust them. I'm not a consultant. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a priest, not a king. I'm basically an overeducated disc jockey who thinks and prays and tells stories. That's what I am. I'm not a consultant. I'm a storyteller. I'm a teacher. And I'm a performance coach, not a life coach. But when it comes to how you perform in business, in terms of your strategy, your leading, your marketing, I've got some ideas about how you should perform. But for the most part, I am a storyteller and a teacher. And then you can go. Because here's the fundamental rule. Now, please listen carefully. A truth told is good, but seldom heard. When you're saying, I have the truth, and you tell it, it may be right, it may be good, but it's seldom heard. If, however, a truth is revealed, it will have greater yield. If it's shown to them, if it's given to them as an option, if it is shown to them, it has greater effect. So, a truth told, seldom heard. A truth revealed has greater yield. And a truth discovered is best of all. Because when people can discover the truth for themselves, then it's real. And you know what? They're more likely to accept it because they decided to accept it. And here we go. A truth imposed is no truth at all. It's a Houstonism. May I do it again? A truth told is good. Truth is always good, but it's seldom heard. A truth revealed has greater yield. A truth discovered is best of all. And a truth imposed is no truth at all. And if I'm any good at what I do, I just simply help you discover the truth for yourselves. That's more than an interesting idea. It's a life-changing one. I'm Stan Houston. We'll be back. Once again, thank you for your time. Take 20 minutes every day to learn something new, and I hope this was part of that for you, as you perhaps have a little more reflection time at the end of Monday. Hey, please reach out to me. I don't have a website for my performance coaching. If you want me to be your broadcasting teacher and coach, you can go to witradio.net, witradio.net. Because that's one of the fundamental things I do right now is I help you do just exactly what I'm doing. Sharing what I hope is my wisdom, insight, and truth, and I can help you do it. I'm starting a gentleman who has some incredible counsel and advice, and he said, I think I'd like to just share it with the whole world. I want to share it with the whole world. And I said, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. And we can. So, however, when it comes to performance coaching, I'm now at this stage of saying, you tell me what you think you need or what you want, and I can help you. But I have no programs or prescriptions or products for that. It's simply my own person and my own self and you and yourself working together to decide what we need to do to be more fully alive and better at what is important and what we do. Be fully alive, better at what is important, and better at what we do. Thank you for your time. All the best and blessings to you. May the week go well for you. Bye for now.